Welcome to Kyle's Fantasy Football Recap with Kyle. Okay, everybody, welcome back to Kyle's Fantasy Football Recap this week. This is the last week of the regular season, and so it's starting to smell like the playoffs around here, and that's a good smell, that playoff smell. So we're happy that you join us today for the recap. So let's get right to the matchups. Again, this week we had a battle of the Iglinskis, and this week Brian pulls out the win over Dave, and so that evens the Iglinski series this year at one game apiece. Dave got the earlier battle, and Brian comes back, gets his revenge for this week, and actually helped knock Dave out of the playoffs. So a little brotherly battle there. Good times. Next up, we had Eli with the win to beat Bobby, and then good old cousin Adam. He had been on a losing streak of nearly epic proportions. He lost 9 in a row, and I'll be darned if he didn't come back with a vengeance this week and get the win. He had the highest point total in the league, and so we're happy for cousin Adam to get the win. And you know, I had a chance. I saw Adam at the community nativity thing tonight, and he just had that twinkle back in his eye and a little pep in his step, and so I'm glad to see that. He really showed the heart of a champion. Didn't let the long losing streak get him down. You know, come back like the champion that he is, and ends the regular season with the win. So we're happy for cousin Adam there. And also in the Double J battle here, we had Justin take care of Jared. There's a lot of Steelers playing in that matchup tonight, and Justin come out on top of there. And then in the K matchup of the Ks, I beat Kelly. And I was a little nervous. I had a 53-point lead, I think, or something. And Kelly had some Monday night players, and before half the game was over, he had made up half the distance. So I was a little nervous. But the Steelers put the clamps on A.J. Green, and I was able to hold on for the win. So I'm thankful for that. So for the best fantasy start of the week, that was on Adam's team. He had Miami's defense with 44 points. And for the worst fantasy start of the week was for Dave in the battle of the Iglinskis. He had Detroit's defense score a -8, which that's pretty serious. Pretty sure that's the lowest score recorded in the league this year, -8 Detroit defense. So that's impressive. So now here are the standings. Of course, we're all locked into the playoffs now. Jared, despite the loss with his point total, he locks down that 6th spot there. So he's in the playoffs. Eli, he won 2 in a row to make a late charge, but he falls just short. So he's out along with Dave, Thad, and Adam. And so in the playoffs, Justin and me were the top 2, so we get the buys this next week. So I'm excited about that. And then we'll have Brian take on Jared, I believe, and then Bobby and Kelly in the 4-5 matchup. The names that end in Y going at it in the playoffs there. So, you know, and I apologize, I didn't get much of the streak information in last week. I didn't talk about the streaks a lot, other than Adams, I guess. But Justin, he has won 5 in a row. That's pretty crazy. And I did a little research. He actually has not lost a game since week 5. So that's been a while. His last loss was to me in week 5. He did have that tie with Brian in week 8. And since that tie, he's been undefeated, reeling off 5 wins in a row. And then I've streaked my way to 4 in a row, so I'm happy about that. And then Bobby, after his long streak, what did he have? 8 wins in a row or something? wins in a row. Now he's streaking the other way. He got 3 losses there, and so that's pretty exciting. So this week, you know, the top 2 were on a bye, and then the consolation bracket. They'll take the week off, and they'll be back in the following week to go for that #1 pick next year. So this week, all eyes will be on these 2 matchups, Brian and Jared and Bobby and Kelly. So that'll be fun playoff action for next week. So anyhow, let's see. Oh, I was just going to take another minute talking about Adam and his last place. You might not know this, but Adam actually did get a top 5 in points scored in the league, so that's pretty impressive. He's number 5, and then but if you look at the points scored against him, that total of points scored against him would be second highest out of all the point totals in the league. So I guess that's what you get for being champ. You get the target on your back each week and take everybody's best shot. And so that's kind of what happened, and that's the way it goes. But again, proud of him for pulling out the win this week. He's put us all on notice for next year that you know, champ to chump, and likely back to champ next year if he gets his way. So anyhow, that's the recap for this week. So we're excited to be in the midst of the playoffs. So here we go, and don't worry, we'll have the recap for the playoff matchups, and so we'll be back, and don't miss us on Kyle's Fantasy Football Recap.